So I'm sure every one of us has gone through some experience, or there has been some instance in someone's life where you've been labeled and judged because you look like something, or you wear something, or you talk like whatever. But I'm sure each one of us has gone through such an experience, and I'm here to share my experience. I'm Aishwarya Sridhar and I'm from Walkston School of Arts and Design, and this is my story. When I was 13, I'm an introvert, so I'd sit in the corner of the class. I'd be reading my books, minding my own business, staying in my little circle, not socializing much. So, not socializing much made people around me think that I was too depressed, that I was too much of a dark soul. Interacting with her gave negative vibes. And this label of me having negative vibes, being a depressed soul, kind of circulated around the school. And it became like people addressed me as a negative soul. People didn't know me, they didn't interact with me. People who didn't even know who I was, how I looked, addressed me as a negative soul. The name Aishwarya Sridhar was associated with being negative. But people didn't really know me. And this rumor was started mainly by 3 girls in my class. Over the course of years, I spoke to them. I opened up to people and I started talking to them. These 3 very girls who had started this label, I spoke to them a lot. I spoke to them further, and in the years, they started to understand that the label that they had created was quite wrong. They didn't really know who I was. They didn't really know what I had been through and what my experiences were. But then, when they knew me, when they started coming to know about me, they realized that their label was wrong. And quite frankly, I'm very good friends with all 3 of them. And one of them is in this very college, and she's one of my very closest friends. Let me tell you another instance. In this very year, in May, I colored my hair green. I colored it green because it was a bold color, it was different, it was vibrant, and I wanted to try something new. And then I went back home. At home, I was raised in a South Indian conservative family. Around me, the area, the people around me would tell me, you look wild, you look like a wild child, a different person. But the thing is, I'm an introvert. And they called me, labeled me attention seeking, wanting more, seeking people to look at me. But that was the last thing I wanted. Being an introvert, that's the last thing I wanted. The thing is, these were people who didn't really know who I was. They didn't really know what I had been through. They didn't really know what my experiences were, and they didn't really have any idea or backstory about me. They just wanted to create a judgment. What I'm trying to say is that creating a judgment, creating a label on a person based solely on their looks, how they appear, how they walk, how they talk, their body language in itself is quite wrong. It's like judging a book based totally by its cover. You don't know what's inside, you don't know how the book is, you don't know whether the book is intense, it's boring, it's slow, you don't know whatever, but you just judged it based just solely on its cover. It's not really our fault why we judge people, because it's hardwired into us. Our ancestors did it, our grandparents did it, our great-grandparents did it, our parents did it. And I'm pretty sure most of us have actually even judged a person. Most of us are probably even judging a person right now. Most of you sitting in the audience will probably be looking at me and thinking who she is. But the thing is, you cannot judge me, you cannot judge another person, you cannot come up with any opinion or a label about anybody because you don't really know them. A person's definition shouldn't be based on their looks, based on how they walk, how they talk. They should be defined based on the experience they can offer, the knowledge that they can share. And that's what I am trying to convey here. Let me tell you another instance. Like I said, in May, I colored my hair green. I came back to college, and a lot of people asked me why I colored my hair green. I said it's bold, it's vibrant, and I wanted to try something different. And then the juniors came in. So, from what I've heard and learned from that, they thought I was unapproachable. They thought I was not socially approachable. I was too bossy, I had like an attitude. But in truth, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who has an attitude or an ego issue. I'm quite socially open now. I do like talking to people, and I'm pretty sure the juniors who have approached me have felt that way. Let me tell you another instance. Quite recently, very faculty and the very people in this very college have told some other people who are very close to me to stay away from me. When I asked them personally why, they said it's because of the way I am. It's the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I move, and the body language that I have. I'm not sure why a person should create a label based solely on this when they have no idea about what I can offer as a person, what the knowledge I can give as a person, the experience that I can share as a person, the amount of sharing that can go on between two people. See, throughout our times, we will come across several instances where people will judge, create labels, and all of that. But we need to learn to overcome it. And how do we overcome it? You basically just ignore it. You move forward in life and ignore the fact that people are labeling you. How do we stop labeling other people? How do we stop creating such kind of labels in them? You just learn to socialize with them, you talk to them, you open up, you understand, and you observe the person. You observe instead of trying to label them without knowing them. You look and understand, you talk to them, you ask them for their experience, you learn what they know. Because truly you cannot judge and label a person until you've lived in their shoes. You don't know the things they've been through, you don't know the experiences they've had, you don't know the knowledge they can share with you until you are that very person. So that's how you move on from labeling another person. As a fact, I've been labeled quite a lot throughout my life because I'm quite an outspoken person, an introvert. I've been dabbling around here and there. So yes, I have been through a lot of labels in my life. And how did I overcome it? I just chose to ignore the fact that these labels even existed. I chose to move on from the fact that these labels are not what define me. And I'm more than what these labels are. I am more than what people think I am. Because I know me. I have more experiences, more knowledge that I can share. Instead of staying in this narrow-minded, narrow-thinking bubble of people labeling another person, shouldn't we be able to communicate and understand and experience what they felt, understand what they are trying to make us understand, learn what they have to offer, and then you can have an opinion on a person. Well, that's it. Thank you.